Design. How you design roundabouts and what lessons you've learned in your 10 or so years experience with roundabouts that we should know here in Sarasota as we think about the Bayfront.
It's almost counterintuitive, but the smaller the roundabout, the diameter of the roundabout, the safer they become. Again, unlike the big old traffic circles from New England. One of the things that's important, you come up to the stop bar, you yield, pedestrians cross behind the first car that's waiting to go into the roundabout. The car has been angled or deflected off to the right so that if there is an accident in the roundabout, it's a side swipe and not a T-bone sort of accident. We've also found that building up the middle of the roundabout makes sense, because sometimes you'd have a very timid driver that would wait until the entire circle was clear while cars backed up behind that driver. Right. You really want them to look, Rod, for the gap, just like you look for the gap when you enter onto an interstate.
Or when I get in the line at Disney World and try to get on the pirate ride, I wait for I wait till I get
about cutting in the line.
No, I go through the line. They take me up, and then here comes a little boat. That's my gap, and I step into it.
Yeah, that's
right. Away I go.
There you go. But you look for the gap. By building up the middle, not only do they look nice and they help people with their property values in the area. Much better, I think, than rusted masthead arms or wires holding the stoplights. You can landscape the middle of the roundabouts. You really don't want people to walk into the middle. You don't encourage that. But you also have about a 5-foot hard rim around the interior circle. Now, trucks and school buses and semis, they all go through the roundabouts just fine at the proper speeds. But every once in a while, you'll get a truck driver or somebody that wants to take it a little too fast, and so you don't get your grass torn up when they do that every time. You want 4 or 5 feet of hardscape or hard masonry in the interior circle before you get to the landscaping.
Emergency vehicles and fire engines, same way?
There's a lot of concern when we build our first roundabouts about emergency vehicles, but our experience has been fine. The emergency vehicle can get around, weaving through the traffic just like they would at a stoplight. We haven't had any issues there at all.
Now, one of the questions around here is volume, how much volume you can get through a roundabout. Now, the AADT, the average volume at Gulfstream, the main intersection down here, the FDOT tracks, and that's been around 40,000 for the last 10 years. Do you have roundabouts that are 2-lane in your area that handle that kind of volume?
Yes, we do. And the key really isn't the daily volume, but the peak hour.
Right. Okay.
And if that's spread out, as I'm told it is in Sarasota, you're
from
probably
about 8 a.m. until a little after 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yeah, we have 2 big spikes at rush hour in the morning and rush hour in the evening, which is harder to control. Because
and what would be a spike? How big would that be?
Oh, a spike might go from 1,000 cars an hour to 8,000 or 9,000 cars an hour.
Right, so that's a lot of volume.
You're telling me yours might be 3,000, 4,000, or 5,000,
maybe 5,000,
and steady throughout the day. I don't see an issue there at all based on our experience.
Look at this picture that we have right now, and tell us about the ways that. Let me go to this one. That you can add capacity if you have a roundabout installed, and you find that the volume on the roadway. The roundabout may be attracting volume because it's
right. We've had that.
You've had that experience, haven't you? So how would you add to the roundabout to handle increased volume?
Now, if you look at the road going off to the left of and this is a roundabout in a busy street, you'll see there's 4-lane roads coming in from each direction. It's a 2-lane roundabout, but the road coming in from the left of the screen, you'll see a little kind of dog leg or what we call a slip lane off to the right. So those cars coming from the south, in this case, or the left of the screen, turning into the road that would go into the bottom of the screen, never have to enter the roundabout. So you've taken a percentage of cars off by building that slip lane. You can go back 10 years from now, say there's more traffic, and add those at every corner.
So you're taking volume that otherwise would go into the roundabout and shutting it off if it's a right turn, so they don't have to go into the action and be concerned about that at all.
That's right. It reduces the number of cars actually going into the circle.
Right. Pretty neat here. I heard one of your, may have been from Carmel, Indiana, at our downtown partnership, has a space that we use to demonstrate connectivity designs. And a lady said, I was trying to explain what you're talking about. And she said, oh, you mean eyebrows. And if you look at that on the diagram, that little landscaped area that separates the right turn slip lane from the roundabout looks like an eyebrow.
Okay.
Let's go to some more things here. We've talked, let's go on further than this. What can you put in the middle of a roundabout?
Oh, we've done flower urns, we've done serpentine stone walls with flowers, perennials generally. Here we've put a antique 19th century fountain, and this is an interesting one because this is entering our downtown area, our old downtown area, which is now an arts and design district. This one also works as a traffic calmer right before you get to the downtown area, which is an awful lot of pedestrians. In fact, a half block down the street you can't see it, because that's a picture at night, but there's a pedestrian trail, a bike and pedestrian trail that will have a daily traffic count and a nice day of up to 10,000 pedestrians, and so it calms the traffic before you get to that pedestrian area.
And that's a different pedestrian...
This is a different pedestrian area. This is a new shopping area, and you'll see that the buildings have been moved up to the street to create kind of a traditional Main Street feel to it, with a large parking lots behind. But you'll notice a roundabout in brick at both the top and the bottom. Again, this is a very busy pedestrian area. Those roundabouts calm the traffic, slow it down before they get to the pedestrian areas, and also route the traffic off into those parking lots.
Okay, we're going to go to our websites right now, Jim.
Okay.
We've done a good job of doing this. I want you to look at these. These are places people can go to get more information about Carmel. www.ci.carmel at IN for Indiana.us, and you'll find more about what Jim is talking about. Another good source is the Institute, the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety.org, and YouTube.com has the Clearwater Roundabout that you can watch in action. Come back to me, because I'm going to give an award, Jim, you have earned for coming to be with us, the Roundabout Now Frisbee, which is shaped like a roundabout with put grass in it.
Yeah, it looks just like a roundabout.
Just look like a roundabout in construction. So you can take that home. If you've got 4 kids, they can throw that among themselves. The purpose is to move more volume with less delay and protect life and limb and slow speed in and beyond downtown Sarasota and along the bayfront, and complete the 2020 master plan, the desire to reconnect downtown and the bayfront and the waterfront.